Hi guys, hello there. Thank you for joining me tonight. It is Wednesday night. It's like 11:30 already, probably, something like that. And I have been working on this. This is 36.5 hours this week. $671. That is better. That is at least my weekly goal. It doesn't meet my fully funded account or fully funded amount. I can't even talk. So I've just been working on, this is the thing I want to hang on the refrigerator. This is a suggested 40-hour work week. These are times we could start, times we could take break, times we could work to make 40 hours. This is any one of these days. If you worked them 5 of these, you would get to 40 hours because these are 8-hour days. So these are just like ideas of what an 8-hour day looks like. Because one of the things I did realize in talking to my husband, he has been so moody lately. He has been so upset and acting like he is doing so much and I'm asking so much of him, and 36 hours is like his max. And this is the third week that we've worked together. So he did 36 hours, 36 hours, and 36 and a half hours. And he's like maxed out. And so I did pull up all the actual hours that we worked and I put them on this here. Now I've got to try and get him to look at this because he's extremely uninterested at the moment. He is throwing a fit and he doesn't even want to see how little or whatever we worked last week because he thinks we worked a ton. We worked as much as he could have ever done. And he wants me to just let him off the hook. So one of the things he brought up is he's been really upset about how happy the kids are. And I'm just like, oh, how are you upset about how happy the kids are? The kids are thrilled. And it's because he wants them to be that happy around him. And, well, he's not that fun. So, of course, they're not that happy. Like, they're just excited when we get home. They're telling us all the things. This is him on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. He only put in about an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes of work. And then he wants to run home for something. He needs to go to the bathroom. He didn't make a good coffee. He has excuses. And 2 out of the 3 times the kids have not been there. And he is so upset that they're out having fun and doing things and they could be home. And for no reason. They're home when we get home for lunch, but we should not be going home 2 times a day. This is ridiculous, and we're spending gas and we're spending time. So I have worked out the actual hours and he got worse and worse. We did pretty good on Saturday, but of course Saturday is the worst order day. We had a really slow day, but he put in more effort that day. And oh my goodness, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. He's been telling me how I need to get over it and just drive, and there is no way I'm getting over this and just driving and just going back to me being the only one that works. So I am trying to push to this 40-hour work week. All sorts of examples of ways we could get an 8-hour day in. He put 6 hours and 15 minutes in on Sunday. Sundays are some of my best days. 6 hours and 45 minutes on Monday. Like, Sunday and Monday is the best time to work. And we put in the 36.5. I don't even know how we got to the 671, just because people are generous when you stay out at night, and we have been staying out at night. Like, the latest we stayed out was 8:45, and that is so late for me. Then I have to get home and make dinner, or I have to make the kids make dinner. We've had grandma and the kids making dinner this week, or just eating at 9:30, but that's crazy. And then he's getting mad about that. How do I expect him to work all day and then not eat until 9:30? So he ate out on Sunday. He got a milkshake on Monday just because he needed a treat. And when I wake up tomorrow, it's Thursday, starts over again, and I plan to show him this, but he doesn't want to hear it right now, and he's not going to want to hear it in the morning. So I don't even know when I can bring this up to him, but I am going to put this on the fridge. And I should put this whole thing on the fridge. I don't even know what to do. I get on here and complain to you guys. That's what I do, because I am like, I can't just drive and go back to work. Even if I drive anywhere, he's like gonna not drive anymore. And if he doesn't drive anymore, he just wants to go back to being with the kids. That's one other thing so we were talking about when school starts up, and I was just saying how the kids are amazing at school, and at least last year, unless they've lost it or something, unless things have changed, they should just get back into the groove so quickly. We should be able to get them going, and grandma should be able to help them. And he's not comfortable with her helping them. He feels like he's really important to their school life. And I don't know. I don't know if I should say that, but I feel like he Googles most things, and grandma's so willing to do it, and she's more old school educated anyways. I feel like you come up with a plan and a directive for the week. You have laid out schoolwork. It's not that hard to do. We try and get the kids to self-drive, so they go until they need to ask questions. They don't get to Google on their own, because Google is a whole can of worms, but they get to Google in front of any adult, and they can Google in front of grandma, and grandma can help them find answers if she doesn't know the answer. And I don't know. I think that's why he's so upset at me, because I made him feel irrelevant or whatever. He's just important to drive, and then I'll be able to drive again someday, and he won't have the kids to teach because they'll be doing it great on their own, and he'll be forced into getting a job. And I think that's what it is. It's the realization that you can't just go back to doing nothing. You can't do nothing when we need so much, when it's so hard to make it through. One thing, he doesn't actually know that I have any money in a month ahead. He does not know this. This is before this hits. This is what my month ahead looks like right now. This is my emergency fund. This is what came in this week. And let me pull my budget. Here we go. This is my budget. My weekly goal is $660. So we made $11 extra for the goal, but that's not fully funded, and that's like the bare minimum that I can make, and I've had low paychecks leading up to it. So I don't even know. 1 month costs about $3,000. So I want my month ahead to be sitting at $3,000. So let me see here. If I go 2488 and I add 671, because that is going to hit the bank sometime tonight, early in the morning, my bank account's going to be back at $3,159. Now I do have that emergency fund that kind of adds to this, and this is padded. It's my actual 100% needs for the month is $1,600, but I want it to be at the $3,000. I want to be a full month ahead. I'm going to take out, let's see, I want to leave in $400, so I'm going to take out $271. I'm going to be back to $2,888. Now that's really close to $3,000, but it's not $3,000. And so I just pretend that I don't have that. That is my safety net. That is my month ahead. And my month ahead is already dwindled. It's already diminished. So I cannot let him know that I have this. I need to earn money, and I hope to earn 40 hours a week worth of money, and that I could get some good paychecks going, because last year I feel like there was random paychecks that were $800 and $900, and I know everything is, the economy is just down, but it's so hard to get like a $700 paycheck lately, and I used to get overfunded, and I haven't been overfunded in a while. Now I did take time off because I fell down and injured myself. I ended up passing out in my bathroom, and I knocked myself into the toilet, knocked my head and shoulder, and I am still actually not able to turn my head all the way or lift my arm up all the way. So it's like I should not be driving. Other than that, I am feeling quite normal. But I have anxiety issues. I've always, my entire life, had anxiety issues, and it stresses me out so bad to even think about the fact that I could pass out. I can't get in the car and drive There's no way. I can't even think of that right now. Because what if I were to pass out? And then I just start to think, what if I injure myself? What if I injure someone else? What if I go off the road into someone else's car? I just can't be responsible for that. And I start to stress out on that. So I am not ready yet, and I can't just let it go. And I might even need to get therapy over it or something, because I was not gung-ho to drive when I was younger. I actually took till 21 to get my driver's license. I lived in a major city and I saw no reason to put yourself in danger behind the wheel. It was one of my big issues. And the other thing was just the cost, and living in the Bay Area Metropolis and the 6-lane freeways and the aggression and the crazy drivers and the accidents I saw every day, I walked and I took the bus. But when I moved, I was 20 years old, almost 21, and we moved rural Northern California. And I quickly realized that you can't even get to the grocery store without driving up here. So I got my driver's license, but we have 2-lane freeways up here. So definitely less stressful, and I got over my fear of driving, but I am definitely building myself a new one. The longer I don't drive, I just think, how did I ever get over the fear of driving? I don't know. It was a necessity, and now I don't want it to be a necessity anymore. I don't know if I want driving to be my life anymore, and if that's, I need to change that. If my husband's driving, if that's the way to keep this job, if that's the way to keep him working, I think that's what we're doing. Now, I'm supposed to be doing a budget with me tonight, but it's going on midnight, and I think I'm just going to do that in the morning. And I'm basically just making this as a complete and utter rant. Just a rant video, just an update, I can't sleep, so I'm stressing out, and I am going over numbers that he will not look at. So I'm just sharing them with you, people who are interested in numbers, people who are smart enough to do math and make sense out of my numbers. But I think this just looks like gobbledygook to him, and I did it as neat and concise as I could figure this out. I know that looking at it online is a nightmare. I have to flip back from page to page to see when we started, when we ended, what actual hours we put in. It's not a nightmare every week. I can do the rounding of the hours and just get the hours, but to actually see the start time and the finish time, I have to open every page and every day. So this took me a while, and he's literally I tried to show it to him, he's like, I don't want to hear it, and shut the door. So I just went my own way, and I'm just over here making this video, and I don't know, I will probably just go pacing back and forth and come back and do the budget with me sooner than tomorrow morning. But I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to pull this out here just to show you guys. I pull out my wallet to show you how dang empty it is. He's eating out. We took trash out. That's not him eating out. But I have miscellaneous eating out charges that came out of our food. Now I'm going to go to the bank today, and he knows that I'm going to the bank because he's driving and I have to ask to go to the bank. And he's going to say, oh, we got money again. What money did you have? He's getting so much more interested in my money. Groceries, I have $22 left. Pet supplies, I need pet food right now, but it is $25 and I only have 23. Now I could take that from food, but I plan on stuffing this with some of this money. And it is enough money to actually get some stuff stuffed. This is my maintenance fund, and I am going to need an oil change really soon here, so I need to build this up. This is only $20, and an oil change costs more like $30. I don't know, I'll have to price it again. Is it 24? I think it's 24 if I don't need the filter, and 33 if I do, or something, but check that. Other than that, that's all the money I have. I have just been spending money right and left while not making enough. You guys, I think the rant has to be over. I have to just let things go. I hate sitting and stewing and stressing on things. I don't know what I'm doing about all of this. except for trying to let him know and explain to him and share. I'm gonna like get out all the bills and all the numbers and everything. Just, I think he truly doesn't get it and it frustrates him. But I think I made it as clear as possible, and I'm gonna wait till tomorrow, maybe after breakfast or maybe even lunchtime or something, to talk about how we need to set a schedule and we need to work it, and it needs to have about 4 more hours a week, which is really not that hard to do. We can get those 4 hours if we just don't go home in the morning time. If we put in an actual 4-hour shift instead of a 1.5 and a 2, if we just did like this date worked out really well. I don't know if you guys can even see this. Maybe I'm gonna have to zoom you in, but Friday we were 9:30 to 1:30, 5 to 8:45, 7 hours and 45 minutes. That is a good day. Now that is a Friday, so the orders were probably flowing really good, and that's why we did such a good little block, because it's hard to quit when the orders are flowing. Sometimes when you are at the person's front door delivering, you are offered the next offer, and I'm already accepting the next offer, and I'm like, well, no, we're already going to the next store. And he doesn't have time to just say, but I need to run home for this. I need to run home for that. And I don't know how often I talk about it, but home is 12 to 15 minutes away from any orders and almost 20 minutes away from the good orders. So maybe even 30 minutes away, depending on how fast. He drives faster than I drive. So it's like 20-ish minutes to get to where we can get good orders. So we are giving up a good chunk of time. When he quits at 10:30 in the morning, we go out at 9:15, then he quits at 10:30. And then we can't get back out until 11:45. And he thinks he's just going to make a sandwich or whatever. He's just going to warm his coffee up. He's like, how come they don't have microwaves out where I can use them? Because he drinks 1 coffee in the morning, but he does take 3 or 4 hours to drink it. So he's used to having a microwave to warm it up. And I'm going to have to like invest in a good thermal cup for him or something, because even though we have a thermal cup, it looks like it's about an hour and a half when his coffee gets cold and he wants to go home and warm up coffee, and that takes us 45 minutes to do. That doesn't work. This is insane. I said the rant was over, and I just went back to complaining because I want to complain to him, but if I go at midnight and wake him up and complain to him, then we are not going to work in the morning. So my plan is to just let it be and bide my time and wait till he's in a better mood and bring up how, I guess I need to appreciate more that he literally has not had a scheduled job for a decade or more. And I need to appreciate the 36 hours that he is putting in and the schedule that he is trying to do. He is trying to get up in the morning and do things. He is not a morning person. Like I've said, he would rather sleep in until probably this 9 o'clock. He would rather not be leaving the house in the 9 o'clock hour. But I want to be leaving in the 7 or 8 o'clock hours. So I am pushing him to go. And I get louder and louder in the kitchen as it gets to be 8 a.m. because I need him up and getting ready and getting out the door. So far, I need to adjust and I need to figure it out because I am the one choosing to make it work this way. But I feel like I don't really have any other choice, because what other choice do I have? Let him go back to hanging out with the kids all day and me working 40 hours a week? And we won't earn really that much more money. I mean, this is actually a pretty good paycheck. This happens to me sometimes even when I work 40 hours. That's why I have the weekly goal and the fully funded, because I need to at least feel good about when I get to the goal, when I get to paying off everything and having a little bit of extra. I need to be happy with that, even though I want to be fully funded and I want to have money for shopping and the buffer. I want to be able to trickle down and put it into my sinking funds. My sinking funds don't get anything anymore. And it's basically just going to stay that way until I figure this out. And if I can get this growing, plus us working later at night, because I do normally stop around 7 o'clock because I want to come home and make dinner and hang out with the kiddos and, watch a movie and stuff. And coming home at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. It makes it so much more difficult to get anything done. Everybody is yawning and tired, and grandma fed them at 5 and they're eating a second dinner at 9. I don't know. I'm probably gonna mess up their whole metabolisms doing this. I really need to figure a lot of things out and get them scheduled, and we need to bring a lot of food with us so that he is not hungry, and maybe even somehow make dinner at, can I make dinner at 4 and let the kids eat it with grandma and us bring it with us? Oh, that sounds so difficult. That sounds like my entire lunch hour I'm going to be making dinner, but that might be something I need to do because we need to make things work. So anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for commenting on my channel, even though I rarely ever even get to the comments. One of the hard things about having a secret YouTube channel is I go into the notifications and see how many times people have messaged me, but then it gets overwhelming. Then I'm just sitting there staring at my phone all day, and I have a billion things that I actually need to get done. So thank you so much for bearing with me. I do read all of the comments and I scan through them, and I just wish that I had time to get back to you. I will be getting back to you when I can, and I try and pop in, but I feel guilty answering new comments when I haven't answered 50 old ones. I need to just get over that and answer when I can answer and when I can pop in. But thank you guys so much, so much for being here and being my support system. I don't know what I would do without you. I could call my sister on a dang Wednesday night at midnight and just complain I could, but she's got to go to work in the morning, and I don't have enough friends. So thank you guys for being my friends, and thank you for being here listening to me whine. I will be back again soon. Pretty soon. I think I'll be back in the morning, maybe even in a few hours, but I hope you are too. Bye now.